Hello and welcome to Module 4. Today's module aims to introduce teachers to a range of scenarios and ways to stay safe online, issues like risks and responsibilities online, protecting personal data, online misinformation and harmful content, digital copyright and cyberbullying effective and ineffective practice will be discussed. Today's topic number 3, is called digital copyright. This topic will familiarize teachers with the concept of digital copyright, protecting digital content, and open access resources and plagiarism. The following will be discussed. We will talk about new legal and policy developments in copyright law and how copyright law has adapted to the digital age. We will also take a look on how to protect digital content created and published by you or your students. Plagiarism and how it can be avoided in the age of information overload, where content can be used and reused in a variety of ways by countless sources, will be another topic. Additionally, we will take a look on open access resources and what and when digital content can be used and reused for educational purposes. Finally, we will discuss on how to work in groups to produce a short, easy-to-read manual on digital copyright for their schools. So, let's begin. What are new legal and policy developments in copyright law, and how does copyright adapt to the digital age? Due to fundamental differences in the interpretation and goals of copyright law, defining copyright is not an easy task. Here we will define it as the protection of an intellectual property. In April 2019, the European Union adopted a directive to modernize copyright law for the digital world. Member States have 2 years to bring their national laws into line with the directive. This will better protect authors and artists when someone wants to access or share their content online in the EU. The Romanian Minister for Culture and National Identity has stated, "I am very glad that we have achieved a balanced text creating multiple opportunities for Europe's creative sectors, which will thrive and better reflect our cultural diversity and other European common values, but also for the users, whose freedom of expression on internet will be consolidated. This is a milestone for the development of a robust and well-functioning digital single market." So, how to protect digital content created and published by your students? First, let's start with the licensing. In the context of copyright, a license is a permission or agreement which allows someone to use or own digital content, and the development of the digital era has led to simplification of the licensing system. So, let's begin with Creative Commons. Creative Commons allows creators to easily share their works according to legal rules without coming up with their own license conditions. Users can license these works in a simple way with an easy-to-understand rule set. All the licenses are connected to a deed and to a contract. The deeds are one-page explanations of the conditions attached to these licenses. The contract contains the contract conditions in a complete text composed by legal experts. This is a complete list of all 4 modules of which a Creative Commons license can consist of: attribution, share alike, non-commercial, and no derivative. These modules can be combined in various ways, and this is a complete list of all available Creative Commons licenses. For example, CC BY, which requires the user to state who they took the work from. So, how can your students use Creative Commons licenses? Step 1. Find out if the CC license were ported to your jurisdiction and read through the explanation. Step 2. Research which CC license is attached to the work you want to use. Since our example image was uploaded to the Wikimedia Commons, you can simply look up which license was used for the image. In this example, it is CC BY SA 3.0. Step 3. You may download the image and include it in your presentation. Step 4. Next to the image, you should include the following information: the name of the creator, the title of the work, a link to the original file, the attached license acronym or the license icon, and a link to the respective CC deed. Step number 5. Since you're using an image under the CC BY SA license, you must publish your own work under this very license, or at least under no license with more restrictions as well. Step 6. You're done. If you are unsure that you have done it right, you can always try to contact the creator. If this is not possible and you have doubts, then simply do not use the image. There are always alternatives. Maybe you could take your own image and make it available under Creative Commons. But how do you do this? How can you license your own work under Creative Commons? Step 1. Look at the licenses and decide which one suits you best. Some people might only use licenses to demonstrate they have an open sharing culture. Let's assume you want other people to share their work as well. Anything else does not matter to you. In this case, you could decide to use a CC by SA 4.0 license. Step 2. You upload the image to your own website. Next to the image, you show the following example statement. This image may be used under Creative Commons license CC by SA 4.0. You state your own name and you link to the CC deed. And finally, step 3, you're done. That's it. Now let's cover plagiarism and how it can be avoided in the age of information overload, where the content can be used and reused in a variety of ways by countless sources. Plagiarism can have various forms. For example, buying an essay online and stating it is your own work, putting sources in your bibliography even if you do not use them in your paper, working on a project in a group and later claiming it was an individual work. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, plagiarism can be defined as the process or practice of using another person's ideas or work and pretending it is your own. There are some ways to do it efficiently and effectively. Some ideas for teachers to share with the students are: be an exemplary student, learn about your topic, keep your drafts, and be correct. Next, open access sources and what and when digital content can be used and reused for educational purposes. Researching for free or easy to license content can be difficult. You have to research every single piece of content that you did not create on your own. Depending on the art form, you may use the following sources. For example, Wikicommons, Flickr, the Free Music Archive, Incompetech, DeviantArt, YouTube, or Unsplash for pictures. There are many other sources you can use. In case you want to perform a more general research, you can try to use the built-in search functions in Google, as you can see on this very picture. Let's tackle the last topic: working in groups to produce a short, easy-to-read manual on digital copyright for their schools. It is good to put theory into practice, of course. One idea would be for your students to use their knowledge of digital copyrights to work in groups and prepare a short and easy-to-read manual which can be later used and reused in the school. Thanks to this kind of group exercise, the teacher can easily notice how or if the students have understood the presented topic. While creating such a manual, the students can follow this 10 steps guide. 1. Decide on your subject. 2. Define your audience. 3. Choose style of your text. 4. Do further research. 5. Do not forget about the glossary. 6. Organize your text. 7. Start writing. 8. Do not forget about the copyrights. 9. Add photos, pictures or illustrations. And finally, step number 10, proofread many times. While talking about protection of an intellectual property or copyright, we must acknowledge the fact that the way of protecting copyrights differs from country to country and becomes even more difficult when it comes to digital copyright. Sharing and using creative content is not only about the law. It requires mutual respect and understanding for it to work. The digital era makes sharing content easy, and national copyright laws have struggled to keep pace. However, innovations such as the Creative Commons license and the new EU directive are a step in the right direction. Do you have any more questions? Then feel free to visit us on medoproject.eu. In the presentation, which you can download next to this video, you can also find references we used and the glossary to this topic. Thank you very much and have a good day.